1. That was not forced at all. Hey everybody, thank you, welcome back, and happy early St. Patrick's Day.
Woo! Oh, we didn't get
Oh yeah. We should probably coordinate a little better on green and the presentation. I think Makelin's losing it right there over there. But congratulations on her new K-Cup machine that she bought off a fabulous commission process. But I have a special guest today. Some of you probably have noticed that her glory presence earlier this week. Shall we introduce Molly Dennis?
Hi, everybody.
Cool. So Molly's fairly new with us. Hi, Michelina.
Hey, how are you doing?
Fantastic.
Thank you.
I think I'm being overthrown there.
Yeah, I think so.
So, Molly, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. So this is my first week with IT Works. They gave me a nice warm welcome on social media, so thank you for all the likes and shares and all that. I am IT Works Marketing Manager. So I've been in the staffing industry before this, so I have some experience, but this is my first time being in a niche market and focusing on those IT markets.
Some really hardcore IT niche focus as well. Wow. Exciting, huh?
Yeah.
Cool. So I know you and I have been talking for a little while. I was semi-involved, I think, during your first visit to IT Works. So what was your experience like, and then your impression prior to coming here?
So I have to tell you, my very, very first impression was whenever I first spoke to Gary, and I told him this, and he was almost taken back by it. I said, "You were different," and he goes, "What?" And I said,
"It's the
"You're
accent."
Different in the best way possible, just because of the conversation that we had, and that is how the culture has been. So even just from going through the interview process and now being here for a week, I really feel like I've just kind of hit my stride already with everyone, just because the company and the culture and the people are so sweet and great. Yeah.
It seems like you've been here for a while too.
I know.
I know we had.
It's my fifth day. And
Crazy.
I mean, it's like people are just if they're comfortable and easygoing, and you just kind of start speaking with them, it's amazing how quickly you can make new friends.
Yeah, and then really getting down to the work, the groundwork, especially. But thank you for the compliments, and I'm glad to hear that you have a really nice landing experience coming here so far. It's refreshing, it's positive, and obviously Gary is probably watching this somewhere at the pub in the UK.
Yeah.
And then so special shout out to him, and we're really happy that you're here.
Thank you.
Good. It's been exciting. So I know that you mentioned that you came from the staffing industry. Tell us a little bit more about, if you don't mind me jumping in right away, from the differences, because I know you came from more of an industry-based staffing background, right?
Yep. So with staffing, it's definitely much more, our candidates and our clients are almost broad, just because it doesn't get down to the details, just like IT Works does. So definitely my main focus is just coming in and speaking with the people who do focus in these markets, so that I can learn as much as possible about them. And I'm never, well, hopefully, but I know they're experts. They are experts, but just getting to talk with them and learn about it has been huge, because staffing, it's just very broad and very, very different. It's kind of like apples to oranges.
Absolutely. And then obviously in the agency setting of things, that is very much about, well, for profit is one of the given, but also because we have a business to run, but also understanding that who our audience are, the targets in this case, that in our niche IT focus is really based on the experts out there. And some of you wear both hats as hiring manager / client, and also functioning as candidates as well. So looking at a little different skill set of the client and candidate that we serve, were you nervous at all prior to coming in here?
Oh, I was terrified. I knew that I was going to be coming in and not only taking what I knew about marketing and trying to rewarp it, but just learning about those different markets. Because we do have 3 different markets and they have
3
their
main
own
divisions,
sub markets underneath them.
Yeah.
But you just how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
Yeah.
So just kind of take it in stride, and like I said,
I never had an elephant before.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been exciting.
Absolutely, and then that's partially the difference of the niche IT. If they are more well recognized, we wouldn't call them as niche.
Yes.
So I think that a lot of the our audience looking at the system that and the market that we serve in, it's okay if you don't recognize more than 50% of them.
Yeah.
But that's also that each of us, we focus on the market as a team.
Yep.
Or as a individual contributors and so on.
Yeah.
So it's quite cool. Let's talk a little bit about marketing.
Yes.
Because I know you went to school for marketing, right?
Communications, but
Communications.
That was like probably one of the best decisions I think I made because it compiles so many different types of marketing, and especially in a situation like this where you have your hands in everything. It's huge to have that experience. So I graduated from the College of Charleston. Shout out Cougars! Woo! And then I moved to Atlanta, and I've been doing staffing, marketing for 2.5 years.
Wow.
And so now my main focus is definitely going to be on giving all of you guys some great tools on social media and tips and industry trending events going on. I mean, anything. And if you guys find something, if someone jumps on and you want to learn more, shoot us a ping on Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn, and definitely just kind of let us know what kind of content you want, because we're really going to start developing more and pushing more out to you.
Absolutely. And then most of you probably know how to contact us, but just in case, we are very active on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and many other future platform that's coming on the way as well.
Yep.
If you don't mind, dial the clock backwards a little bit more. What was the drive and motivation or inspiration for you to want to go into communication/marketing in the first place?
Yeah, I really kind of got lucky. Whenever I went in,
Somebody tripped you?
Yeah, I just knew. I mean, I really did. I went in and I took one of the basic first one-on-one classes. I signed up for it, and from then on, I had a great teacher, and it just never was a question. So I just kept doing it over semester, and then
It was love at first sight.
I was doing internships, and then that was just a whole nother, experience that was wonderful. So it's just kind of, I hit the ground running, I suppose, is my way.
Fantastic. And it really is a niche, because marketing can be very broad for different company. Doing marketing for staffing, that is a niche itself. And let alone now you're also servicing a niche staffing company.
Yep.
What are the odds? Wait, cheers to that first.
Cheers.
So you're you're a unicorn yourself too. And likewise. So let's talk a little bit more about now coming to marketing, about staffing. So what do you see so far from day in and day out, looking at what's posted out there, either by us or competitors or companies in general? Where do you see currently the marketing climate is like?
I definitely think that companies are realizing they need to put more about their own company culture out there, just because it is such a huge part of marketing to these niche candidates, because they have the skill sets and they know that they know how to do what they're doing. So definitely just posting items about the environment, different benefits, and then obviously those events that come on and the conferences and putting that out there as well, because there is so much networking in it.
Absolutely. I think everybody can probably tell that our office is pretty loud in the background, but almost half our team is gone because they're all at Southeast streaming right now.
Yeah.
So special shout out to the Salesforce folks. They are heavily walking through that ground. And then Paul Kimbrook, our sales director, just came back as well to join us from the background, make sure everybody's okay. We have lots of exciting things happening today already.
I know, it's been a really busy week.
Yeah, but like you said, about the culture, about the people, a lot of them the genuine that's showing through each different platform. And then those spark a lot of chemistry, spark a lot of charisma throughout the process. So what are your thoughts so far about having a very open, honest communication about what we have done so far? from what your research now coming in about 5 days in?
When you say what we've done so far on social
As
media
IT
sites,
works, yeah, so far.
it's definitely been targeting the wonderful company culture here within the office. And again, I think that goes back to one of those main points, so you know kind of who you're going to be working with if you do choose to, when you choose to work with IT Works. And definitely just going through to the Coffee with Kyan and the different series like that. And that's been fun to see on YouTube and then posting it through the channels.
Gary, we know you're watching from Dublin. We will cut out the singing. He really is. He just said, hello from Dublin. He's really having a drink somewhere. I know him.
Oh, man.
Hey, it doesn't get more organic than this.
Yeah, exactly. Face
Complete.
flat.
Open and honest. Here we go. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got lots of video information in the background. So, Molly, looking at your motive, what is your marketing strategy now, looking at what we have done so far to move it to the next level?
Yeah, definitely. Like I mentioned before, just going in and really learning about the markets. Because I want to not only promote what's going on internally, but also give you tools that you're going to be able to use if you are thinking about transitioning to a new position, or just if it's about the healthcare. And since we do have the experts here, I mean, that's just a huge part, just going and speaking with them and seeing what they have going on, because they know the industry and what I can give to you, and that's going to be my main initiative moving forward. And then also helping to increase our branding across the different sites, so that whenever you are working with us, you can say, IT Works, I know them. I've seen them, I've communicated with them, and really helping that brand.
Fantastic. I think because historically that, because each of us is known for that specific niche market, so our presence has always been the person for that market. But sometimes that IT Works become more of really is the home base, but having somebody like yourself to really be that champion for IT Works, the brand, which we love so much, to really look after it and to really have that cohesive approach to bring into the market. And I think that it'll be something that beyond Metro Atlanta through the entire US, potentially North America, and then say hello to our other side of the brothers and sisters in the UK, and knowing that Tim is probably watching at some point, and Darren. So, so you haven't met Tim and Darren yet, right?
You know, I think I actually did when they were visiting. Before I even started, I got to go to a company event, which was awesome, and kind of get to meet everyone while they were here visiting. Or at least some people were here visiting, so it was kind of like a lot on your faces at once.
Who are you? Oh, wait, you're the owner? Oh. And we're just having
it was definitely like that. I was like, I don't know who you are, but it's nice to be here.
Hey, cheers.
Yeah, exactly.
Fantastic. So, what will we see in the next 30 days to 3 months on a marketing perspective?
Definitely going to be upping our branding on social media, more just cohesive across our recruiters and our pages.
Will you have a show coming up? Or will you be doing a presentation? Or what will we see from you?
Well, we'll definitely have more channels just like that. Nothing could be as wonderful. But we are going to be creating some fun, different videos. Cool. There'll be great resources for you, and also fun for us to do. And then again, sending out just more of those tips and tricks, and anything that you guys think that you would want to hear from us.
Cool. I have a quick question because doing marketing and then the initiative, a lot of things we have to get a lot of inspiration from time to time. You know, sometimes as most of the creative people, we sometimes run into the writer's block.
Yes.
What has been some of your inspirations, I think, throughout this marketing journey?
I think, honestly, just staying super organized. I know that's not really an inspiration, but if I know that I'm going to have some sort of a block, and even if it's just something small, just be like, you know what, take a minute, set it aside, and then move on to the next thing. And then go back and revisit it. And then sometimes just releasing that stress that you put on yourself and allowing yourself just to take a step back. And then it's like you go back to it and you're like, oh, I know exactly what I'm going to do.
That's a great tip there.
Yeah.
Why get ourselves tripped in that specific block?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Cool. So, any suggestions for anybody who is watching right now? Maybe the Molly Dennis from 5 years ago
Yeah.
or 10 years ago that's watching this right now.
Yeah.
What words of advice do you have for them?
I think I definitely give the advice of not being afraid to try. Even if something seems like you can't reach it, if you have the opportunity, don't turn it down because you will always regret it. And that's something that I try to take in everything that I do. If there's an opportunity or something where you can grow in the industry or in your career or whatever it may be, try it and try to achieve it.
Fantastic. Thank you, Molly, for coming on the Coffee with
Thank you,
Kyan.
everybody.
And we'll see more of Molly, obviously, in the next weeks, months to come. And then excited for all of the things that you're going to bring out for us. So thank you so much for that. And cheers, guys. And
Happy Friday.
And it's St. Patrick's Day tomorrow, right?
Ooh, it is.
Wow,
Big
goodness.
weekend.
Yeah.
Big
Everybody,
weekend.
play safe, and we'll see you next week.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.